Hello, this is Roland from Email Hippo. Thanks for joining me today. Today I'm going to talk about version 3, which is our latest version of email verification product. This is for our real-time product, and to do this, I'm going to start with a scenario here. So I've got 3 email addresses. 1, 2, 3. So these may rock up in anybody's email list, and so the question is, how do you identify what's good and bad, and what's the value to your marketing efforts? What's the value to your systems for these 3 different email addresses? So to answer that question, I'm going to log into the tool, and then I'm going to make a start by copy pasting these into the system here, and I'm just going to do all 3 to start with, and then talk in a little bit more detail about some of the answers that you're going to see on the screen. Okay, so those are the 3 email addresses. So those can be entered into the verify email address option on the customer portal here, on your portal. So let's go ahead and explore some of these. So the first one is the Hotmail address, and just go through some of these results here. So the information that you would be used to seeing if you used our products and services before, or some of our competitors, is the mailbox verification result, and this typically comes back as 2 status. The first status, which will say OK, bad, or we don't know, and then the second status explains the reasons behind that primary assessment. In version 3, we've added some more information. So at the very top of the screen, there's the Hippo Trust Score. I'll talk a little bit more about that as we go through the video. But the ones in the middle, we've got inbox quality score and overall risk score. And the best way to explain these is if you are imagine yourself sat in the middle of those scores. So you're sat between inbox quality score and overall risk score, and you have an email address that you have not come across before. It can arrive in a number of ways. It can arrive potentially as an email send into your organization, and so the overall risk score is from that perspective. What is the risk of this new email address being spammy and of low quality? It gives you some options about what you do with that inbound email address. The score on the left, the inbox quality score, if you place yourself in the scenario where you want to send emails to a particular email box, maybe as part of an email campaign through your email service provider, then what is the quality of that email box that you're sending to? And also give you some indication of what is the quality of the likelihood for engagement having sent into that email box. So those are some of the differences in version 3. This has always been here: mailbox verification result and inbox quality score and overall risk score are new. Let's go through some of the details. Syntax verification. So we do multi-level inspection. We check the syntax. We check the mailbox, and not only will we check in the mailbox, but in version 3 we're returning to our customers a lot of the information that's used in that determination. So a lot of the infrastructure records are included in version 3. And Hippo Trust. So what is Hippo Trust? Let me take a few seconds to explain what that is. So in version 3 we return a ton of data, and what we wanted to do was to make it easy for our customers to understand the significance of that data and answer probably one of the primary questions that most people will have about email addresses is how much can I trust not only the email address, but possibly the intent of the person behind the email address in terms of, by intent I mean intent to engage with a particular email or not, or intent to use an email for either honourable reasons, so for legitimate sign-ups, or for perhaps not so honourable reasons, such as signing up for products and services to get the freebies and really have no interest in a medium to long term engagement with the merchant or service provider. And so Hippo Trust Score takes in all of this information that we're showing you now and wraps it in a very easy to understand score. We've also started plugging in additional data and signals into version 3, and so we've started on the social angle by including Gravatar data, and we'll extend this as we move forwards, but for now, out of the box, we include Gravatar. Spam assessment, and this is a list of the bits and pieces that we include in determining whether an inbound email into your systems is looking like it's spammy in nature. So we use a combination of internal and external rules and data sets to establish this. So at the top here you'll see some of the internal rules that we have, and then at the bottom we're also using third-party data sources and block lists to supplement our own data. So out of the box with version 3, the first block list that we interrogate in real time for the domain block list is Spamhaus. So if a domain is listed in Spamhaus on the domain block list, you will receive that information via our API. Send assess, so we've talked about that already. This is from the point of view of sending out emails on an email campaign. What likelihood for engagement are you likely to receive, and we make a determination on that. Spam trap, we do identify spam traps. Disposition, role address, is it a sales at, is it an info at, is it a inquiries at, that nature of thing. Is it a free mail provider? By free mail we mean services such as Hotmail, Yahoo, AOL. Yes, it is in this case. Infrastructure, we're looking at not only the email server infrastructure, so there's some more information that we expose here, which I don't think any of the other provider does, but we determine what type of service you're dealing with here, and that's not necessarily on the domain there. So we determine what service, where it is in the world, and also the first bit of text that we receive when we interrogate that service. Is an interesting thing. We're also looking at web server infrastructure. So why are we doing that? What we've noticed is, particularly with a lot of spammy domains, that people will go to the trouble of setting up a mail server, but they don't go to the trouble of setting up a web server. And so by not having a web server and a website that's alive and responding is another data signal and another component in our ability to overall assess the quality of an email box. So in this case, unsurprisingly, hotmail.com does have an alive web server. And for the techies out there, we provide some information on performance. So here's a detailed breakdown in terms of how long things are taking and what we're doing, and then exactly how quick or not things are running. So there's a breakdown over that. Let's just quickly go through some of these other addresses. So that was a B2C, a consumer domain. Look at a B2B here. So this has got a really good score. So Hippo Trust of 10 is the highest score possible. And what this means is that at a glance you can see that yes, this is a real email box, yes, there's somebody behind it, and yes, they're likely to not only receive an email but also to be open to engage with that email. And then lastly, let's have a look at one of the bad ones. So we've called this out as a burner or disposable email address. And what this means is that this is provided by a service who provides throwaway email addresses that last for a matter of seconds, minutes, possibly hours, but no longer. And why would you be interested in using a disposable email address? Typically, anybody that is interested in this is usually not particularly interested in engaging with your business on a medium to long-term basis. So this is why we call them out, and we give our customers the option of whether they choose to engage with disposable email addresses or not. So let me just show you where this came from. So this particular email address came from here. So this is a disposable email address provider, and you'll see that Alan27 is the email that this provider has given me to use, and it will last for probably a matter of a few hours before it becomes invalid. So we've called this out, and so that's a good thing. And this is by no means an accident. We've worked hard over the last 18 months to deliver a robust set of processes and systems that can call out these disposable providers, because one of the things that they do love to do is to rotate their domains and rotate other bits and pieces so that they avoid detection. And so let me show you the difference between this email box in terms of our capability versus one of our leading competitors. So if I show you our competitor first of all, so this is from their API, and here's the email address here, and these are the results. So it's telling me that it's not a disposable email address, and that it's valid. Okay, well, one of those pieces of information is correct. It is a valid email address. If I was to send to that, it would rock up down there. It's not a disposable email address. Incorrect. Let me show you the same result on our version 3. So immediately you can see there's a whole bunch more information here from the get-go. But let me just pick out some of the important bits and pieces here. So we've done a syntax validation. Yes, it's fine from a syntax point of view. It looks like an email address. Here's all the technical pieces of infrastructure behind that service. And here's our assessment. It's unverifiable. The domain is a well-known DEA, or well-known disposable email address. So we've called it out. And we go on, and that then feeds into the send assessment scores. So low quality. Spam assessments. Is it a disposable email address? Yes, it is. And our recommendation is to block. And here's the spam house assessment of that domain. And as we go down into detail, Hippo trust 0, low, and then so forth. So that is a reasonably quick tour of version 3 functionality. I'll get a little bit more into some of the detail of some of the specific features like advanced DEA protection in later videos. But before I wrap up, I will be done soon, I promise. Just take a look at our documentation here. So our documentation for the API for version 3 has been specifically designed to make integrating this product with your applications and your use cases really simple. And if you point this documentation to your webmaster, or your engineer, technician, software developer, this will be really easy for those guys to understand, and you can have this up and running in your application and enjoy the benefits of version 3 moving forwards. So again, thank you guys for sticking with me on this, and I've enjoyed showing you version 3. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put any links at the bottom of this video that will be interesting, so specifically links to documentation and how you can go about getting access to a trial for this. Again, my name's Roland at Email Hippo, and I'll sign off at this stage and say thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.